That didn't take me that long this morning as I thought it would. This stump grinder worked out great. Luckily enough for me, the store let me take the stump grinder last night so I can come on down and get this job done early this morning. Get all the stumps out of there before the contractors come in, start building, well, should I say my beautiful log cabin? I hope it looks well enough to something for me to stay in. And I got the job done just in time, so I get over to Mr. Wythers' farm, see what he wants me to do today. I know he wants me to seed, and I'm starting to see the seeder out here. I wonder if I'm going to be coming down and grabbing that. Have no idea. Put the stump grinder down there. Jump on out. Yeah, this T8 is doing the job wonderfully so far. I know it's just a stump grinder, but you know what? They handled it rather well. Hopefully it didn't hurt it too much when it fell down. Just a few $100 to rent that stump grinder, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And man, my land has transformed quite a bit in the last 24 hours. Got some trees cut, stumps out of there, brush is out of there. And really, the contractor said it should only take a day to go ahead and pop that log cabin up. It's not much to do. It's just a log cabin for me to stay in. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. Oh wow, 8:30 already. So hopefully Mr. Wythers doesn't mind. I mean, he never really said what time I need to show up. So I mean, as long as I get the jobs done that he has me for the day, I think we're all squared away on that. I've not seen him around too much lately. But I do know that he wants me to seed the field over here today. I probably should check on the animals first thing this morning as well. And yeah, hopefully my fertilizer spreader will be in later on today, because I can start taking some side jobs and get some fertilizing done and get paid for it. I think from what Sally told me, this is the field I'm going to be fertilizing later on this evening if my fertilizer spreader does come in. There are crops growing in it already. It looks like cotton. I don't know if I'm going to need narrow tires on my tractor or not. I mean, it is freshly grown crop, so I think it'll be flexible enough. I mean, from what Sally told me, her friend wants the field up here by Mr. Wythers' farm as I go up to the logging. The road that goes up to the logging area, the field on the right is the one I need to fertilize. And they're going to pay me quite good, I'd understand. Let's go see what Mr. Wythers has for us today. Good morning, Mr. Wythers. How are you this morning?
Oh, not too bad. And yourself?
I guess I can't complain. Got some work for me today, I suppose?
Yeah, I need you to seed these fields.
Fields? Mean I got more than one to seed?
Yeah, the one that you cultivated and did some soil testing on. And the field over there. Might actually have some withered crops in it, but hopefully the seeder that I rented will get the job done.
I was actually at the store this morning and saw a seeder there, so I'm kind of looking forward to actually using that.
Well, you know where the tractor is. Head on down to the store and grab it. Come on back and plant some barley for me if you could.
I'll get right on it.
By the way, is that your tractor behind you?
Yeah, I bought it the other day at the store. Nice used tractor.
All right. Well, get to work and get those fields done today for me, please.
No problem, Mr. Wythers. Enjoy your day. He didn't seem overjoyed or maybe too happy that maybe I have a tractor. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe because it's bigger than the one that he has. I shouldn't say it's bigger. They're about the same size. I don't know, but from my understanding, he was going to be trading up. I think we'll take that off. I don't need that running on here. Let's see here. Unless the animals need some. Let me check on the animals first while I have the front loader on here. No, the pigs got pig food, so they're doing okay. The water. Looks a little low. I better go ahead and take care of it, because if I get too tied up today, I don't want to get sidetracked on it. Alright. Let me go over and check on the sheep. I mean, I don't understand. He kind of knows that I was going to be possibly getting into farming, so maybe he didn't think I was going to be getting a decent-sized tractor to begin with. I mean, I did kind of talk to him about possibly doing some mowing of grass and maybe making some silage bales. He was kind of interested about maybe buying some silage bales from me. Yeah, it looks like the sheep are doing okay as well. Alright, let's go ahead and put this front loader away. And we'll head on down to the store, grab the seeder. I don't know if there's going to be a seed in it, but from what I remember, he told me the other day there's seed over here in the storage area. Because we did bring down some fertilizer as well for him. Alright, and that should just hopefully... There we go. Well, like always, I better run to the store to make sure that is a seeder for Mr. Wythers today. I think he said you rented it. It's the only one here, so if this is not the one, then I'm not quite sure. That cultivator's still sitting out here, that's been there for a couple days now. What if their mechanic is not cleaning and fixing things? I mean, kind of knew it was going to be the seeder, but always go into good and ass rather than just, you know, hook up to something and drive off with it. Backing up slowly here. That looks good. Alright. And back to the farm. And they did tell me there is no seed in it. He did not purchase any seed to come with it, although the store, I don't think really sells the seed. I have to go on down to the place where I bought fertilizer the other day. But from my understanding, he does have seed on the farm, so I suppose he wants us to use that. Just better make sure I grab the right seed. He wants barley planted. Now, I do believe that's the field he wants planted. I thought you said there might be some withered crops in there, but I don't see any withered crops. And the question is, how do I get in there? That is very interesting. I need to get out and look. Can I jump up on this fence? Alright, so I don't see... I'm not going to get in here through the sheep's pasture. I don't see an entryway over there. I mean, do I have to drive through here to get there? Alright, it's not that wide, but I suppose that's the way I get in here. Yeah, because I see a hedgerow all along the road. Alright, well, if that's the only way in here, that's the only way in here, and he wants it seeded. Wonder why he didn't have me soil sample this field over here. Maybe it's just too small and didn't feel like it was worth his while. I have no idea. Alright, let's turn on the seed drill. And like some people say, there's nothing to it but to do it. Shouldn't take us too long to get this field seeded, and the other one as well. I do think he is getting kind of low on the seed in his little silo there, so maybe have to tell him that he's pretty much out of seed. So yeah, hopefully my fertilizer spreader will be in today, so I can get to do some side jobs when I get a moment, bring in some little bit extra cash. And in a few days, hopefully Mr. Wythers will pay me as well. We kind of agreed that it's $1,000 for full days of work, but I'm not really working full days here. So I'm not sure what I'm expecting by the end of the quarter of the season. Maybe 3,000 or 4,000, roughly in that general area would be my guess. I'm just not really understanding what he's doing in the farm. He had a lot of land and a lot of farm old equipment. Got rid of all the old equipment and sold a lot of his land so he can upgrade to better equipment, which doesn't really kind of make much sense to me, because now he only has like 2 fields, but now he wants to get all new and better equipment for these 2 small fields. Yeah, I'm not really sure. This seems kind of odd to me. But I'm not going to complain. If I do get paid, I'll be a happy little farmer. I mean, I'm kind of happy as it is so far. I've only been here a few days. I got some land. I got the land cleared out. And hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have a little log cabin to stay in. Which would be perfect, because when Justin gets back with his family, I'll be out of the house and we won't be in each other's hair. I mean, yeah, he's got a few kids, so that little bit of a house, along with some kids and everything, be a kind of tight quarters, I think. I want to get this long narrow way of the field done first. Helps if I turn the seeder on. There we go. And he'll probably be a happy little farmer himself getting these fields planted. It's a beautiful day. It's up to 67 degrees out in the field. Yeah, the field is at 52. The ground soil, which is plenty warm enough for what we're planting. And the soil should be pretty darn good now that we got some lime on it, so the pH value should be good. Now, either he did not want it fertilized when we seeded, or he was going to fertilize it later. I'm not too sure. I'm just a little farm hand around here. I just do what I'm told. And once I get my money situated and start bringing in some cash, I will start asking a little bit about that grassland that's right next to where my farmhouse is going to be, my little log cabin. And like I said, maybe buy a mower, and maybe in the future buy a baler and a wrapper to make some silage bales, hay bales. Sell to some farms around here that need the bales. I definitely don't think I can get into farming fields as of yet. It's going to take a while before I can even come close to doing that. But buying a fertilizer spreader, that's like the cheapest implement I thought about I could buy and get right to work on it, because most fields will need fertilizer. So hopefully I can make my money back on the fertilizer spreader, you know, relatively fast. But I do have that loan payment to keep making, so I have to keep that up. Now that a long pass is being done, let's make a couple headlands around here just to make it a little bit easier to turn around. I think probably I should be seeding up and down first, then do headlands, but I'd rather get the headlands done first. It's my style. I wonder if I got enough seed to finish these fields. If not, then I don't know if I should go buy some more, or... But I mean, he said he wanted these fields seeded today, which I understand, because the later we go in the season from planting, puts us later in the year for harvesting. And going late in the year into harvesting is sometimes not a good thing, because if a cold snap comes along pretty darn quick and the crops aren't ready, then you're up the creek. Or if you just get bad weather with rain, you're up the creek. My guess is the reason why he wants cereal crop planted is, my guess is he's going to want straw for the pigs. And if he does get cows, he's going to want straw for that as well. And that's why I'm kind of thinking if I can get myself a baler, because he doesn't have one. I don't know if what his plans are for what he plans on buying. Because like he said, he sold all of his equipment to buy new equipment, but yet we're leasing equipment this year to work in his fields. Now either he hasn't made up his mind or the stuff that he ordered is not coming in. So maybe I'll have to ask him a little bit about the baling situation for the straw from this crop. What is he going to do with it? I mean, he may even chop up the straw and just put it back in the field for nutrients, or if he does want to swath it, is he going to bale it, or what's his plans? Do I want to tell him what my plans are? I guess I really don't have any. I have an idea, but is an idea a plan? Sure. I know balers are expensive, but maybe by the time late summer rolls around, I can possibly afford a baler. A mower's not that expensive. I don't need nothing big because that grass field's not too big. But the first thing I'll need to do, obviously, is to buy the grass field before I can go ahead and work in it. I wonder if I can... I mean, I guess leasing the field, if that's a possibility. If I can't afford it, maybe I can lease it for a year. Not sure if they'll let me do that. Just barely sneaking underneath these trees with the side markers. Can't really put the side markers down, though, if I had to, because of the hedgerow. But he does have a combine sitting over there, so he's all set to harvest, but he was talking about trading in the combine to upscale, which has me, just like I said, a little bit confused. I don't think he needs a bigger combine for the fields that he has, unless he plans on waiting to see what the other farmers are going to do. Wait for the other farmers to plant and take care of the fields and then buy it up to harvest it later on. This field is just a little bit deceiving. It seems like it's kind of a small field, but then you start working in it. And then you keep working in it. And then you keep working in it. And you find out, okay, I'm only halfway done at this point. I probably should check the seeder here in just a little while to make sure I'm not running low on seed. Maybe when I get to the end of this row, I'll have a quick check on it. At least we get a sunny day to go ahead and seed this field. And the other one, hopefully I can get down that little pathway that I saw earlier along the sheep pasture. Temperatures around 60 some odd degrees out, so it's almost like a perfect day. Hopefully probably like 8 more passes or so, and I might be done. I'll go ahead and open that up. Hop on up here. Oh, looks like we got plenty of seed left in there. Alright, so we're doing okay. We're doing fine. Or I should say, Mr. Wythers is doing fine. Doesn't look like he's going to need any more seed to get these fields done. Oop, a text message. Better go see what that's all about. Transaction of $19,500 made at the shop. That is for my spreader. I guess I could use it for lime or fertilizer, so that the good news is when the transaction goes through, that must mean that it's in. Had to buy a new one, could not find a used one anywhere. And since I was going new, I figured I'd get it painted the same colors as the New Holland T8 that we have. So I'll be glad to pick that up and, yeah, start making money with that thing. I mean, spent almost 20 grand on it. Better start bringing some cash in. But the first stop is going to be on down to the store to buy some fertilizer for it. So, wonder how much that's going to cost me. And then I got to start figuring out how much to charge to fertilize per hectare around here. I guess all depends on how much fertilizer they need on their fields if they're getting them soil tested. Some fields are going to need more fertilizer than others. The one habit I need to get out of is I keep saying dollars and it's actually pounds over here. I think a few times I've said dollars down at the shop and they just look at me and smile like silly Americans. But overall, let's see, we're going to get this field done probably in the next couple hour or so. And then the time I get the other field done, it'll be getting pretty close to probably like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. I probably should send a text over to the farmer who owns the field right up here. Let them know that I'm interested in fertilizing the field. I have the equipment to do so, my own equipment. And see if we can agree on a price. I'll ask him how big the field is and we'll kind of hopefully gather on a correct price. I have not heard anything from the contractors today, so hopefully they're down there getting the log cabin built. Did everything they asked for, and like I said, I even removed the stumps this morning. That way no one could get hurt or damage equipment. I did have to pay another day for the leasing fee for the forklift. So hopefully that goes all well. Hopefully they don't damage it either. Although I do have insurance, I did pay insurance on it because I wasn't going to be the one using it. So I wanted to make sure at least I got some insurance on it. Just to be sure. With the first field done, let's head on over to the second field, get that one started and completed ASAP. I did send a text over to the other farmer, let them know that I would be there probably later on in the evening to fertilize that field. And we kind of agreed on somewhat of a price, but I told him I said I'd like to see how much fertilizer your field actually takes. So I'll be interested to see how we get along there with that quotation. I was thinking in the price of $8,000 for her field. It's actually a pretty big field. Let's not get that stuck on the fence anywhere. Back up just a little bit. Get that down, turn it on. And we should have plenty of seed to finish this field as well. So not much of a worry. It's just a matter of trying to get the tractor and the drill in each little corner. But it shouldn't be too difficult. So it looks like this field was cultivated, but it wasn't done by me. So I don't know if someone... does he have another worker? Is he doing it? Not too sure. Maybe he's been leasing the cultivator down at the store. Maybe that's why it still sits out there and it looks dirty because he's been using it. Not too sure. Kind of a tight corner of a field here. It's not going to take me too long to finish this one. I can say that for sure. The other field took me longer than I thought. Got to keep that in my mind. That field's bigger than it looks. Probably should pick up the drill. Back up because I got to get that corner. Don't want to miss anything. I don't know if he'll be too picky about it, but let's not take the chance. This tractor does have GPS, but I have not used it yet. pretty much won't use GPS unless I got a really, really long job, which I might use in my T8 later on to fertilize that field because it is a rather big field. But I'm going to try to give that farmer a better quote when I go over to fertilize it. One, I got to see how much I get charged for fertilizer to fill up my spreader. And two, once I get a really good look at their field, I can probably give them a better price of how much it's going to be. But they definitely need it done within the day or tomorrow. I said definitely get it done today because the sooner I get it done, the sooner I get paid from them. And I can start making payments back on my loan. And at some point, I'm going to have to pay the contractors $10,000 for the log cabin that they're building. Hopefully they're building. I don't know if they're there or not. They said they'd be there today, and I'm assuming with the weather that we have, that they are working. I'm not going to get a chance to go on down there and see. I'd like to, but work first. And just like that, all of Mr. Wythers' fields that he currently owns are now seeded. Right, let's fold this up, head on back down between the pasture and this hedgerow. Take the seed that's in here back out and put it back into his storage area. Yeah, it just barely fits down here. Well, that looks like my fertilizer spreader right there. I'll park this drill right next to it. Return that. That looks like it's a good spot to drop it. I'll head inside and tell them that the drill is back, and I'll be back in just a little while to pick up my spreader. Traffic seems a little bit busier around here in the later afternoon hours. But the one thing I'm going to do before I park this Massey Ferguson up for the evening is, of course, give it a good wash. Almost like new. Let's pop that away. And park this right underneath the shed, and hopefully it'll drip dry nicely. Alright, let's go hop in my tractor, head on down to the store, grab the spreader, then go down and fill it with fertilizer. And yeah, this is the field right here that I'll be fertilizing here shortly, hopefully. But I need to get down to the store because I don't know if they close at 5 or not. It's getting close to that hour, so better head on down there and get that fertilizer spreader filled up. As I was signing the papers for my fertilizer spreader, I went ahead and asked them in the store their thoughts on fertilizing crop this early with wide tires on it. And they said it shouldn't hurt them at all because the crops are so young and whatnot. But I'm here because at the gas station, not only do I need to fill up my fertilizer spreader, but yeah, the T8 does need some fuel, so need to top that off. So here I am fertilizing the field after spending $289 pounds on diesel fuel and just about $5,200 in fertilizer. I got to the field and I texted the farmer and said, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to charge about 1,000 pounds per hectare. And they thought that was kind of reasonable. They thought the price may be a little bit too steep, but I stuck to my guns and finally they disagreed. So $18,000 was going to get paid here. So I'm going to see how it's going to come about here. I mean, it's a pretty big field. I mean, it is over just a little over 18 hectares, but at 5,100, I think it was like 5,160 pounds of fertilizer I had to pay for this thing. That's how much of the field I got to do, so it may take about 3 loads of fertilizer to get this field done. Ouchie. So I'm going to make probably a profit of like 3,000. If that's the case, I'm going to have to bump up my pricing a little bit around here to fertilize these fields, because it's going to take a lot of cash. But it's a good learning lesson for myself. But I think 18,000 will cover. I mean, if I come out even on this, then I guess I'll consider myself okay with that. But I would like to make a profit, but at least I can learn what I need to charge per hectare. It's a good start, at least, I think. Maybe? I don't know. If I got to refill 4 times, then I'm going to actually lose some cash. A couple of things. I've spent now 16,000 pounds on fertilizer for this field. I'm charging 18, so I'm not charging enough per hectare. The soil around here apparently requires a lot of fertilizer, going through it rather rapidly. 2, I got a text message from the contractors. They're not going to be done today. They're going to need a little bit of time in the morning to finish off the cabin, which I guess I'm okay with. I can stay another night in Justin's condo. I don't know when he's going to be coming back. He said shortly, but that was a while ago. And yeah, I haven't heard from him in like a day or so to tell me what they're doing, but I guess it's not really none of my business. But I mean, we kind of agreed that I would be kind of out of the condo by the time they got back. But if he does not tell me what time they're coming back, I guess I won't be out. But my cabin will be done tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, as for this field here, basically I'm profiting 2,000 pounds. And I'm just about out of fertilizer. Luckily, I'm finishing up, because then, yeah, I got to charge more. Need to charge more. But I got to look at it this way. The job is done. I made a profit. And I guess I'm in goods with the farmer a little bit. I'm glad they didn't talk me down a little bit on the price. Man, that's expensive. That is expensive. Well, just sent her a text message telling her her field is all fertilized. I think they'll be all set for the year with that much fertilizer. I would hope so. Like, it's expensive. Man, my beautiful tractor. My beautiful little fertilizer spreader. I guess I could just call it a spreader because, like I said, I could do lime or fertilizer with it. I guess I'll just go back to the condo. I'll have to park this somewhere out of the way. It's kind of big and messy, and I don't want to be parking anywhere, other people's vehicles. But head on back home, have a quick bite to eat, go to bed, wake up early tomorrow, and come up here, see Mr. Wythers, see what he has anything planned for us. Maybe I'll have to feed the animals or something like that. But now that the fields are planted, I'm not sure. But since he didn't get them fertilized, maybe he'll need them fertilized, but he's got his own equipment for that. I need to head on home, skip lunch once again. It's never good. I need to go grab a bite to eat.